And so this document and this quadrant system helps you identify these things, thinking about them and putting them there. Is it wrong if you put one as one and not the other? No. I mean, it's just trying to help you identify priorities. Some of us are already good at that, right? Some of us aren't. We all can improve in everything, right? And one of the goals is improving in prioritization. And so time boxing is now taking our priorities and actually building a schedule, right? When you build a schedule, you're going to become more organized and better efficiently managing your time, and so you can achieve all of your goals. Okay? Start with a monthly calendar. Right? I do this. Okay? I had to do it. Okay? Unfortunately, I did it on pen and paper when I was a student.
I didn't know that. Wow.
I mean, we had computers. Don't get me wrong.
Mm.
Although my nephews would think I was chiseling it out with a stone tablet. But his Christmas gift just went down quite a bit in value. But in any case, the monthly calendar, put in when your really urgent, your really important elements are. You don't have to schedule every single thing, right? What you should put here is things like your tests, right? When's your test coming? You're always going to know when your tests are ahead of time, unless you get professors that give you pop quizzes or tests. All of my tests are scheduled except for one. I usually have one that will pop up anywhere in a class, just to make sure people are following along, right, and always prepared. So you put your tests in here, you put your important deadlines, your papers, things like that in here. And important dates that for you, events that you have to go to, doctor's appointments, things like that. Right? So, and your iPhone, your Android phone, all of them can very easily keep track of this. Right? Once you have this, then the next thing you want to do is plan your weekly schedule. Right? You can put your classes in here, right? When your class happens to be. But the most important thing is allocating time for working on those classes and achieving the goals. So schedule time when you're going to devote to work just on your biology work, or just on your CIS 3309 class, whatever it may be. Right? So I'm going to spend, I don't have class until 11 a.m., so 7 a.m. I'm going to get up and I'm going to work out, right? And then 8 a.m. I'm going to start studying for the test. And then 9 a.m. I'm going to worry about the homework and so on. So start blocking out the weekly calendar so you schedule time for not only yourself but the important things to meet your goals. And it's software. It doesn't take very long to do this. Okay. And the good news is this is really not going to change much each week. Right. You do the same exact. The same exact thing pretty much every week. You might move a few things around. Right? So here's an example of a monthly calendar, right? With some tests and birth dates and things like that. Right? So time boxing makes people way more productive. Okay, having a schedule and keeping to that schedule, it makes you exceedingly more productive and help you to meet every one of your objectives and goals and whatnot. Putting this in practice buys you so much more time because you're actually scheduling when you can do things like play video games or make time for an event. I got an all-day event on Friday, let's say, so now I'm going to have to move around when I'm studying and when I'm working on that assignment and so on. But it doesn't cost anything to do this. But by doing this, you're becoming way more organized. And being organized is going to make you more productive and not steal your time.
Hope not.
So here's what time boxing looks like when you start filling it out, right? Make time for yourself, right? And do you enjoy doing something, whether it's the gym, whether it's meditating or whatnot? Schedule it in here and stick to it. Right? Anybody do this?
Yeah.
Who's got a calendar?
I know I do this.
Good.
Right? And I did this, like I said, on pen and paper when I was a student, and it helped me. And I think I told you this already. I dropped out of high school in 9th grade. okay? This helped me be successful. I'm not a genius, okay? And I was able to attain every one of my goals. I was able to graduate from here, summa cum laude, with a 3.96 GPA, cumulative, okay, 4.0 in major. I went to University of Penn, an Ivy League school for grad school, okay? I'm not a genius, okay? I had less education coming into college than you did, right? So I hate when I hear people say, I can't do math, I can't do programming, I can't do this class. No, you can. It's just a matter of time, organization, and structure, and motivation. If you have motivation, you have a goal that you want to make, come hell or high water, you're going to make it, achieve it. This is something that's going to help you achieve it. Maybe sometimes it costs us to retake a class. Maybe sometimes it costs us to drop another class so we can focus on one that we're not doing well in. Right? Sometimes it takes us to graduate an extra semester. If that's what that is, it's just a little extra time. Right?
That's fair.
But
Where'd you go when you dropped out of high school? Like,
stay home.
were you like homeschooled?
Well, we can talk about this another time. I got a lot to cover, but no, I wasn't homeschooled. No, I dropped out of 9th grade and did nothing for 3 years.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Like high school is like technically like required like by
Oh,
law.
that's what you'd think. But
Like,
it's
by law
not.
you have to go to high school, but like I don't understand how you were able to just like do nothing for 3 years. Like, it's not like
Come to
you
my
get-
office hours, we can talk more about it.
I didn't know about this. Cool.
It's not something,
Wow.
at first it was something I was embarrassed about. Now I use it as motivation for others. But in any case, so this goal system, okay, this is a really good goal system to help you achieve your goals, okay, using the acronym SMART, which stands for specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. So each one of these things, take a goal and put it through all 5 of these steps, right? And so you state exactly the goal that you want to accomplish, not real general. I want to get my degree. Oh, that's great, right? But you want to state specific goals that you're trying to attain. I want to get a B plus on my math exam, right? And so be specific about the goal that you want to achieve. Come up with a measurable, a means that you know that you achieved this, or that you can that you check. It's as simple as checking off the list. I want to do get a passing grade on a test. I got it. Check. Right. Have a measurable that can tell you whether that you met it or not. Right? Sometimes we set a goal that's not measurable. Right? Make it attainable. A goal that's possible. Right? Unfortunately, sometimes, no matter how well we do on the final exam or test 3 and test 4, we can't pass. Right? And so sometimes a goal is not attainable right now, but it could be later. Right? So be realistic about the goal. Okay? Don't set something like, I'm going to do this 10-page paper tonight before tomorrow, right? In the next 3 hours. Some people can, but for most that's unrealistic. Okay? So set a realistic goal, right? And show how it's relevant to your academic goal, right? And then make sure it's time-bound, when you expect to achieve it by. So not only should it be measurable and attainable and relevant to the specific goal that you're trying to achieve, but put a time boundary on it. This way it helps you prioritize. So here's an example of having a goal and achieving it, right, and setting it up. I want to do my Chem Chapter 5 homework, okay? So be specific about it. I need to complete my Chapter 5 homework for chemistry, right? So I have a measurable. Well, you can tell when it's finished, as opposed to being not finished, right? So it being finished and is a measurable and submitted, right? Something achievable. If you think you can do it in 2 hours and you time block it for that, then that's attainable. If it's something that you think it's going to take 10 hours, a couple days, don't say, oh, I'll get it done in an hour. And it's relevant because doing it is going to help you do well on a test. We don't give you homework just to give you homework. Okay, assignments just to give you assignments. Although some people do. I have students come to my class thinking every assignment I give them is just busy work. Okay, every assignment I give them, a applies a technique or concept that we learned, right? I just taught you arrays, I just gave you an assignment that requires you to use an array to solve a problem. So not only did you learn the theory of what an array is and why it's used, but now you actually applied it and it made even more sense, right? And so, it's just busy work. I gotta do this dumb program, and then I have another dumb program I gotta do that's taking away from my time. No, now you're ready for that test. That's gonna test you on that. Right? So by doing your assignments, it's helping you achieve that. And then have a time bound. Oh, I need to do this before, even though it might be due tomorrow, I'm gonna get it done before 5 p.m. today. Right? I wanna give it a different time so I can work on other things. But put a time on this. Oh, so multitasking we're gonna talk about, but Abby's got something to show you.
Alright guys, we're gonna do a little activity with multitasking, so just use the paper I give you and flip it to the other side. How many of you multitask? Raise your hand. Okay, I do the same thing. So, you think it's more efficient and it's helpful, but it's really not. That's the secret with that. So pretty much, we're gonna do an activity to kind of prove this, and then we're just gonna talk about it a little bit. So I'm gonna write a sentence on the board, and for the first part, you're gonna write the sentence down, and then you're just gonna letter how many letters are in the sentence, right? Does that make sense?
No.
I'll give you an example. I'll show it to you. Okay? So this is just, I'm just going to show you what you're going to do. Okay? Okay. So here's the sentence. Here's a example sentence I'm going to give you. You're going to write a number under each one, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So that's how you do it. Okay.
One number for one letter. Does that make sense?
Yes. Because when you say it like that, yes.
Yes. You have to see it to understand it. I was the same way. I'm not kidding. I was really confused when we first did this. So I did this in my class when I was sitting where you were. Okay. So I'm gonna write a sentence out, and you're gonna number it. Okay? Just put a number under. So write the sentence, and then write your numbers.
Okay.
But humans are not, all right? And so this switching between tasks makes you slower, okay? You can try this later, not now, but write that same sentence twice. Write it once with the numbers, write the sentence, and then write the numbers underneath it. And then time yourself. Then try it again with writing the same exact sentence, one letter, and then a number. Letter, number, letter, number. And I guarantee you're going to be slower on the one where you're switching. All right? If you're not, then you're great at multitasking. So here's another one. Okay? Multitasking in a class, okay, has a significant negative impact in your GPA.
Uh-oh.
That one, did I tell you the story in my class? I told them they had to close their laptops. I didn't tell you that one. I tell my other classes. So I have a rule in my syllabus that says, in my policy says, no electronic devices, laptops, cell phones during class. And I say I don't enforce this usually, but if I do, it's in here. So even if you like to take notes on your laptops, sorry, go back, bring pen and paper just in case I decide to enforce this. I did that because one semester I had a class, upper level computer science class. The entire class was looking at their laptops instead of me the entire lecture. Okay? Test came. I used the exact same test I always use. And I had more than 50% of the class fail the exam.
Oh.
More than 50%. I just said, I'm going to try one thing. Okay? I'm going to stop them from using their devices the rest of the semester. Okay? Final exam was a harder exam, and they significantly increased. They went to 80% class average. That was the highest class average I've ever had file exam. Now, it's a small sample size, and I intended to do a larger study, a longitudinal one. But just my little small sample, I seen these students that went from 50% failing to 80% passing. Right? I think it had to do with this, personally. Okay, I can't say for certain because again, it was only one class, one shot. But they had to actually pay attention whether they wanted to or not. Right? When you're flipping through social media and doing other things, that right there negatively impacts your and predicts your college GPA. Right? So if you want to read more about that one, that's a pretty large paper. Right? And even more recent ones show the exact same thing. Okay? So multitasking, when you're in class, be in class. Pay attention. Whether it's boring or not, pay attention. Okay? And do your best to take notes and follow along with class instead of trying to answer a text message that might be important or whatnot. Your GPA is affected by it. Right? So this one shocked me. Just having your phone near you, okay, impacts your memory and cognition. Okay, your memory capacity, being able to complete a task, but more importantly, remember something. Okay, they did a study where they had people keep their phone on their desk, people put their phone in another room, put their phone in their pocket or bag. Okay, the people that had the phone on a desk versus people that put the phone in another room had that amount more in memorization. So they were able to remember this amount significantly more over the people that put in their phone on the desk or in their pocket or in a book bag or whatnot, as opposed to moving it to another room. I had no idea of that. Right? Just hearing the vibrating of your phone causes you to switch context in your brain. Right? Hearing the little notification sound, even if you, like me, I put it on vibrate, but this shows that just having it in the same room affects your memory. Right? Yeah. And then this one is actual intelligence gained. Now, there's a little bit more over keeping it in your book bag or pocket versus keeping it on your desk, but the correctly solving a problem went up significantly, whether you had it on your desk or in another room. So, try your best when you're studying, especially studying, and this is probably the most important, or you're trying to complete a task like something that is really, really important to your major. Okay, I shouldn't say that you shouldn't do this in an art class or grammar class, but for major classes that are important in your degree and your career, I would strongly suggest what the study suggests is put your phone in another room and focus in on what you have to do for that half hour, an hour, whatever it may be, and then go to it. Right? Stress is another time stealer. So we also have to take into account stress, physical stress, behavioral stress, emotional stress, and reduce that. Reducing that is going to make you more productive and not steal your time. Okay? And so we talked about some things that we can do, like whether it's meditation and prayer, doing something spiritual, eating better, exercising, making sure you get more sleep. All these things, doing things that are positive in your life that help you attain your goals, all cause significant improvements in reducing your stress. All right, so where are we at?
Can you quickly go to Canvas?
Yeah, sure.
I'm pretty sure this flyer's up. I just want to show it to them first. If it's not, then that was my last thing.
Do you have it somewhere in your email or something? We can bring it up and show you.
I do.
Show it to them and then we'll post it.
Okay, so it's 2 dates, guys. It's going to be the 22nd and the 23rd. They're semester plans, guys. Again, extra credit for you guys. So please come if you need that extra credit. This one says the 23rd. We also have the 22nd from 6 to 7 in Tuttleman, okay? When you go into Tuttleman, you just stay on the first floor and you just walk past the security desk. It's a classroom right back there. So please come to this if you need help. Please, please, please.
They can come to either or both.
Either or. I will be at the one on the Wednesday, but there will be other peer leaders at the one on Tuesday. So either option is open for you if you need help. I will be at the Wednesday one. And then if you need help with this, please send me an email. I also
Okay.
put another announcement out for when you register. I hope everybody took a look at that as well.
If we want the extra credits, we have to go to vote.
No,
No,
you just have to go to one.
one or the other, but if you go to hers, it's easier.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to prove you went to the other one, and you'd have to,
We'll probably do some kind of attendance. But just please take a look at this, and I'll also send you an email or an announcement with this.
Okay, thank you. Trying to be serious
All
about
right,
this.
questions?